Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Tittle Tattle Tarot. It's Georgie again. Today, I would like to take a look at the Queen Consort's health, Queen Camilla. I have noticed, and I'm sure I'm not alone in this, many of you have noticed how over certainly the last year, this lady has looked very tired, and aging has definitely crept up on her during the last year. Now, I want to say that I very much admire her for embracing her age. She's very much in the public eye, and she hasn't had surgery. She hasn't had Botox. And for a woman in her 70s, to be photographed up close and personal, and, she does look very good. She has looked very, very good in the past. And the wrinkles and the lines on her face, they all add to her character, her expression, and it's a good face. It's a very, very good face. And I admire her very much for being, this is me, this is how I look, and this is my age. But as I say, over this last year, she's looked very drawn, very tired. So my question to the cards is, what's going on with Camilla? What's going on with this lady? Now, I am not a medical expert. My cards are just a set of cards, and I'm just asking a set of cards a question. So this is not to be taken seriously. It's just to try and see what the Lightseers Tarot will tell me about the Queen Consort's health, Camilla. So I'm just going to keep shuffling for a moment. I have done a good shuffle of these cards. They know what I want to ask. They're very aware. So they're starting to feel nice and warm. So I shall go one more time, and then I'll just take from the top unless something pops. Okay. So Queen Camilla's health. So we've got three reversals here. Four of Pentacles. It's very much holding on. I see this as holding on to your health, holding on to the things that you need to do, holding on desperately to like your diary, your status. You've got to do this, you've got to do that, holding on to I need to do this, I need to do that. It's that need. She's had to let it go at the moment, that you're supposed to be here and you're supposed to be there, I'm supposed to do this, I'm supposed to do that. She's got to let that go because of this reason of the tiredness, of not feeling 100% on top of her game. She's had to let go of that feeling that she needs to be doing this, that, and the other. I need to be here, I need to be there, hanging on to all those important tasks that she's got to do. She's got to let those go, got to let them go. So Nine of Wands, again, another kind of letting go cards. Nine of Wands, this is like standing there defending yourself, so you could see that as defending herself in many ways. There are certain attacks that are coming her way, and this is somebody who that's her last wand, that's her last bit of strength in defending herself. All the barbs that come towards her for whatever reason, because some people still have a problem with her just because she's Camilla. Certain members of her family or extended family have problems with her, so defending herself, and she's just not up to it. She is just, look, do what you will, say what you will, I'm not defending myself anymore. I need my energy. Basically, this is what it comes down to. I need my energy for me. I can't be defending myself, and I can't be you know, hanging on to my diary and my appointments because I haven't got the energy. So I'm not fighting. I'm not fighting in any way. I'm just letting go, letting go. And then we have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is, I always say, it's like your archetypal knight. Oh, everybody loves the Knight of Cups. He is your knight in shining armor. He is the one that gives you love, that romances you. Absolute charmer, absolute charmer. Put him up the other way. Now, I know that King Charles would come up as an emperor. I know that he would come up at the least, you know, king energy, but we've got a knight here. But do you know what? I do see it as Charles, and I tell you why, because I think she's always mothered him. And to her, he's not. We're talking about her, how she feels. And my feeling on this is Charles to her is like more like a little boy that she's looked after. She's very motherly to him, and I think that's always been the main attraction with Camilla. She mothered him and looked after him and did all the things that sort of were motherly for him, because Queen Elizabeth, bless her heart, she was not a motherly mother, and I don't think he ever had that. So I think she sees him as very much a knight energy, and I think that King Charles, remember, he's also a Scorpio sign, so this is emotional. I'm a Scorpio, so I know what we can be like when we get a bit difficult. So I think that her Knight of Cups, this is Prince Charles, King Charles, and I think that he's being very difficult to live with. I think she's got some health issues here, and he is very much, but me, I've got this going on, I've got that going on, and I think his empathy for her is not as good as it could be. Let's put it like that. It's funny because H.G. Tudor always says that Charles is a narcissist. I don't know enough about narcissism, but that sort of, oh, I've got to deal with me. I've got all these problems. Oh, you just deal with your bits going on over there. That is kind of narcissistic. I don't know what you think about Charles being a narcissist. I don't really see it, but I trust H.G. Tudor because he's the expert in all these things. But it is that kind of energy, that that sort of spoilt, oh, you're choosing to be ill when I need you the most. That kind of thing. That's what I'm thinking. So let's see, can we get a little bit more on what might be happening with her? Because I think these are exhaustion cards from her, and having a partner who's not being terribly sympathetic. So I think that kind of sums it up. Exhaustion and not getting much sympathy from King Charles. So let's see, what do we got there that wanted to jump? Page of Pentacles. Okay, so that's quite an earthy sign. Let's have a look. It's telling me a great deal, so I need to have another card before I can make any decisions about the Page of Pentacles. That one wanted to go. And the Ace of Cups. Okay, so young energy here. I'm wondering if the younger members of the royal family are the ones that are being her rock at the moment. So, you know, not Catherine particularly, but Catherine's children, maybe her own grandchildren, that she is getting comfort from, you know, the younger members of the royal family and of her family. Because remember, you know, Camilla has her own family. She has 2 children of her own and grandchildren, you know, on that side of things, which we tend to forget about, you know. So I think that helping her to heal and helping her to recover while she's just letting go of, you know, duty and trying to defend herself and dealing with a husband who's very demanding, I think that her family, especially younger members of the family, are giving her an awful lot of needed energy. and the Ace of Cups in reverse, because she needs that. She's feeling very emotional. This is an emotional start, but here I think she feels like, oh, all of her emotion is being drained out. You know, a lot of it is just sort of feeling totally exhausted, physically exhausted. And so she's turning to members of her family to just help lift her, especially that youthful energy, to try and get some joy and some emotional, you know, emotional stability back, because at the moment she's not feeling it. She's feeling quite numb, I would say. So let's see, what else can the cards tell me? Any idea about a specific sort of reason why this lady is feeling so exhausted? Fighting. The fighting, and I always see this as like fighting within a family. And of course we know what's going on over the other side of the pond, and all the barbs that are being thrown at her specifically. And although she said, right, I'm dropping my wand now, I'm not going to defend myself, this has taken a huge toll on her. And I think this is it. I don't think that we're going to get from the cards anything more than this. I don't think that it's a serious health issue. I don't think it's heart, apart from maybe a slightly broken heart. But I don't think that it's any kind of real medical thing. It's just total exhaustion at, you know, having to do your duty, you know, and be expected to do this when really you are on your knees, and you know, you are so worn down by everything that's happening, and the man that you're married to is behaving quite childishly, you know, because you've always mothered him, and he's always been spoiled. So instead of coming across as an emperor, he's coming across as, you know, much younger energy. That's my opinion. So, you know, she's letting it go. I can't deal with you. I can't deal with being Queen Camilla at the moment. So going to her family, the younger members of the family, trying to get that sort of that feeling of connection again. Just taking time out. This is what I see this as, taking time out, because she's quite broken. She's so devastated by everything that's happened, and this fighting has caused it. You know, the fighting here isn't in reverse. This has not been dropped, although she's dropped her response to it. She sort of said, no, well, I'm not getting involved in this anymore. I have to let it go for my own health. Still it rages on. So, oh, go on then, let's go for the middle of the pack. I can't let it go. Let's see, what were you going to tell me in the middle of the pack? Let's see. Yeah, Five of Cups in reverse. So another emotional sign. Yeah, she's with the Five of Cups, looking at what has been rather than what could be. And I think now she's thinking to herself, you know, just let's get on with it. I need to heal myself, and I need to just get on with my own life. I can't be looking at all the bad stuff. You know, I need to heal myself, and I need to know that I have got full cups behind me. You know, there are full cups. I'm just focusing on these 3 of the 5 that have gone wrong, and I need to heal and look at the positives in my life, lift my head and look at the positives in my life. And so on the other side here, let's just turn this one over, and we have the Six of Swords. I can't get away from this. I mean, this is like the moving on card, and it would have been nice for it to have been that way up, because you thought, oh well, I'm moving on, but she's basically saying, well, I am stuck with this. I'm married into this. So whatever's going to happen here will happen. And I'm going to have to deal with it because I don't have the luxury of flying off somewhere. I can't go and live somewhere and start a new life. So I'm going to have to deal with this. I'm stuck in this situation and I've got to make a good fist of it because, you know, it is what it is. But ultimately, it's come down to all the fighting in the family has caused her to have this, I'm not saying breakdown by any means, but has caused her aging and her weariness and what we see as her looking so tired. So poor lady, hopefully that her family can give her renewed, you know, renewed love and, you know, get her feeling connected again, which she isn't at the moment. So, you know, she can just drop everything and just focus on what the good stuff is, because she knows she can't get out of this. So, you know, and this will rumble on. This is so, it's there. She's going to have to deal with it. And she knows that. So anything that comes her way, she's prepared for, but she's just taking time out at the moment because she knows this is going to be a long journey. That's the way I see Camilla's health. I don't see anything, you know, on the cards that tell me that she's ill, but I think she's had a gutful of everything at the moment. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that one. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll catch you again in the next one. Bye-bye.